What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Post-Gazette Pirates YouTube channel. Noah Hiles, Pirates beat writer for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, coming to you on Monday, May 5th of the 2025 baseball season. Pirates about to start a 3-game road set against the Cardinals in St. Louis. I'm about to make my way to the airport and fly down to the Arch City to cover this one. National League Central showdown between the two teams at the very bottom of the standings. Cardinals 16-19 on the season. They are in fourth place. The Pirates in last place with a record of 12-23. Neither team exactly playing amazing baseball. They have faced off before this season, or earlier this season, I should say. The Pirates won 2 of 3 games in that series. So this is one of the few teams the Pirates have figured out how to beat consistently, or at least early in the season. So an opportunity for Derek Shelton's club to perhaps snap their current skid. They've lost their last 4 games and only won 2 of their last 10. So it's been rough for the Pirates, but let's take a look at this series where they can perhaps get some momentum and head back to Pittsburgh for Mother's Day weekend with a little bit of momentum. So scout the Cardinals here real quick. They are 4th in Major League Baseball in batting average with a .259 team average. They're 7th in on base percentage with a .333 on base percentage. 11th in the league in slugging, .396, and 12th in baseball in weighted runs created plus, which is 106. So a strong offense. The weakness here looks to be their pitching. Their earned run average is 22nd best in baseball, .432, 19th best whip in baseball, 1.30. Strikeouts per 9 innings. They do not strike a lot of teams, or do not strike a lot of batters out. 7.01. That's 29th out of 30 major league teams. So second worst. Walks per 9. They do pepper the zone, 3.24. So again, looks to be a series where the Pirates offense can kind of figure things out. They're coming off of a 6-game homestand where they were shut out twice. They've been shut out 6 times this season in 35 games. That is the leading, I don't want to say the best in Major League Baseball, actually the worst in Major League Baseball. Leads baseball, having been shut out 6 times. So the offense needs to get going. Perhaps this is an opportunity for them to do so against a Cardinals pitching staff that isn't necessarily throwing the baseball well. Let's take a look at the pitching matchups now. Monday, today, the day that we're recording this first game of the series, Carmen Mlodzinski gets another start. A guy who has struggled to have success the second time through the order. He is 1-3 on the season with a .658 earned run average. The Pirates did win the last time he was on the mound, but he was not the winning pitcher in that one. He will face Miles Mikolas, who is 1-2 with a .466 earned run average. You have to think that this might be his last start, Carmen. Just the experiment of moving him from the bullpen into the starting rotation has not gone well. The guy is really good for the first couple of innings, and then once he faces the order the second time through, once he gets into the 3rd, 4th, 5th inning, he gets hit harder, and there hasn't been a lot of improvement on that front. Like I said, this might be Carmen Mlodzinski's last start, at least for an extended period of time. Not saying it's never going to happen again for him. Maybe he can figure it out later on in his career to become a starting pitcher. But right now, I think that this might be his last outing as a starter before he's moved back to the bullpen. Tuesday, Paul Skeens takes the mound for the Pirates. He's 3-3 with a .274 earned run average, and he will take on Matthew Liberatore, who's 2-3 with a .344 earned run average. 2 guys who were throwing the ball really well. Skeens obviously coming off of that outing Thursday against the Cubs where he allowed 3 solo homers. Very uncharacteristic of him. He got the loss in that one. We'll see. I thought Paul has responded well from both of his, I don't even call that a horrible outing, a bad outing, maybe just for his standards. It seems like he pitches well after he has a less than ideal outing for his standards. So I expect big things from Paul Skeens on Tuesday. And then wrapping up the series on Wednesday afternoon, Mitch Keller will take on Sonny Gray, the 2 veterans on these 2 teams on the mound. Mitch Keller 1-3 with a .438 earned run average. Sonny Gray 3-1 with a .412 earned run average. Feels like Sonny Gray has had a lot of success against the Pirates. Mitch Keller, this is about the time of the year where he normally gets going. So I thought we would see that in his last outing. Didn't look great in his last time on the mound, which I believe would have been the Friday night game against the Padres, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was. So he needs to bounce back. He's got an opportunity to do so against a familiar opponent. Sonny Gray, a guy who always seems to pitch well against the Pirates, should be a good series as far as pitching is concerned, even matchups across the board. We're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, we are going to hear 3 guys that you should watch out for in this series, along with my bold prediction for the upcoming series between the Pirates and Cardinals. But first, a word from our sponsor, Greenewalt Roofing.
Hey, Pittsburgh. When you think of great roofs, you think Greenewalt Roofing Company. With over 20 years experience, Greenewalt knows your roof is your home's first line of defense from rain, wind, snow, and ice. That's why Greenewalt Roofing's standard for perfection is so important. You can trust that their team of experienced installers will treat your property like it's their own. When it comes to roof replacements, Greenewalt Roofing is Pittsburgh's only choice. Visit greenewaltroofing.com today or call 412-314-8882 to schedule your free estimate. PA contractor number 36262.
All right, big thanks to Greenewalt Roofing. All right, 3 guys to watch in this series for the Cardinals. Brennan Donovan leads the National League with 43 hits. A guy who I feel like always does well against the Pirates. Don't have those splits in front of me to back that up, just going off memory. He enters the series with a 1.2 BWAR and a 145 OPS plus, the best on his team. 2 really good outfielders to watch in this series as well from the Cardinals. Lars Nootbaar enters with a 121 OPS plus and a 1.4 WAR, and Victor Scott II, a guy who did some damage against the Pirates the first time these two teams met this season. He enters the series with a 1.4 WAR and a 117 OPS plus. So those 3 guys you need to keep an eye on, guys who can do damage against the Pirates pitching staff who didn't have a really good week this past week. So bold prediction time, Pirates. We'll start off by giving a bold prediction on the series. I think they win this series. Again, it's hard to be optimistic with this team right now, obviously, with them being 12-23 in last place of the division. But I think they have favorable matchups with Skeens, who seems to throw the ball well on the mound. He's made 2 starts in St. Louis in his career, and both of them have been really good. So I like what they have with Skeens on the mound. And then against Keller versus Gray, it's going to be a toss-up, but I think they squeeze that one out to get a series win, which would be, I believe, just their 4th series win of the year. Bold prediction, I'm going to say Brian Reynolds gets going. I'm going to say 2 home runs this series from Brian Reynolds, the switch-hitting right fielder for the Buccos. I'm Noah Hiles. Check out all of my work at Post-Gazette.com. Get yourself a digital subscription if you don't have one already, and subscribe to this YouTube channel at PG Pirates, where we will have you covered throughout the whole season.
Thank you for checking out this content from Post-Gazette Sports. If you watch this video on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. For all of the sports coverage the Post-Gazette has to offer, visit post-gazette.com.